Hello guys, this is Afri Design Studios and I am Frank Ilo. In this video, we shall look at how to create a multi-level building or a high-rise building. Right here on the screen is a project done by a Nigerian architect. I have to give them the credit because I saw this design on the social media and I had to lift it to get some inspiration from the job. This very job was actually done by Glow Designs. So, having said that, I would also want to let you know that this very video we are doing today is in respect to a request made by one of my students who said I should help him make a video on how to create staircase for high-rise building, how to create multi-level staircase. But there's no way I'm going to make that video if I do not first and foremost show how to create a multi-level building. And that is what I'm doing here today. With that out of the way, let's just go straight to Revit. Then we'll go to Revit here. Right here on Revit, you can see a bungalow. This bungalow is the very building we are going to be converting to a high-rise building. And how do we do that? The first thing we are going to do is to delete the roof. So how do we delete the roof? I go to south elevation, then I highlight everything at once. I would even like to delete it with the concrete fascia. So I'm going to highlight from here and go this way and highlight. Then I'm going to hit delete and it will go. Then I go to the top, that's the default 3D view. Once I'm at the default 3D view, I'm going to highlight one of the ceiling because I'm going to also delete the ceiling as I would be erecting a floor on top of the building. So I highlight on this and right click and go to select all instances visible in view. Then I select this. All the ceilings that share the same property with that will be highlighted. Then I hit delete here. I repeat same for this. Click on this, right click, select all instances in view, hit here. All of them will be selected. I hit delete. Once I have done this, they are out of the way. The next thing I have to do is to group. I'm going to group this building in such a way that everything here becomes one. So to do that, I'm going to go to south elevation, double click on this because that is going to give me the more accurate and more appropriate view to highlight and group. So I come here, instead of deleting this wall, I'm going to right click and hide the elements so I can see what I'm trying to group. Once I have done this, it is for me to now group everything excluding the steps because there is no need putting steps on the air. So what I'm going to do next is come here, click at this level and drag it. You can see some of the walls are selected, so I don't need the wall to be selected. The fence, I'm talking about the fence now. So I'm going to, okay, let me take it from this way, go like this and come here and now highlight. Once I have highlighted, you can discover that this column here and this column were not selected. So I'm going to go close to them. While I hold down the control button on my keyboard, I click on this. Still holding down the control button, I click on this. Still holding down the control button, I click on this column base. And I will do the same to this column base. Make sure you are very careful so you don't click something that is not needed. Once I have done that, the next thing I have to do is to group. To group, I have to go to annotate, click on annotate. From annotate, I would go to detail group and click on this arrow here. Then I'm going to click on group. After clicking on group, give it some time, it's going to bring out a dialog box. In this dialog box, give it a name. Give a name to the group. I call it, let me call it high rise. high-rise building or high-rise floors. Okay, high-rise floors. Then I'm going to click OK. Once I have done this, everything has become one. If I go to default 3D view and view this, if you hover around over the building, you will see that there is a box, an imaginary box in dotted line that is being shown to you. That shows you that it has become one right now. But there is a slight discrepancy here. You can see that the window hood at the back has been disengaged. The window hood, you can see it here, it has been separated, which is not actually good for the design. Here you can see it, but we are going to handle that. So what do we do to handle that very situation? We are not going to handle it now, we are going to do it later. So let's bring back the building to its default position. So we are there. So the next thing we are going to do is to start creating our level. But before we create our levels, we are going to create we are going to go to south elevation to add more levels. But before we add the levels, click on align to get the dimension of the headroom. Also take note that all the headrooms must be equal for this kind of method to work. That is number one. Number two, all the floor plans must be of the same shape and of the same makeup. If they are not the same, it cannot work. So that out of the way, we have seen that the headroom is 3000. Then press escape to end that. Press escape again. Then the next thing you have to do is to create the levels. Go to architecture, click on architecture, then come back to level, click on level, then go to pick lines, click on it, come here at this offset bar and click inside there and delete whatsoever that is there and type in 3000. Then bring it down here and click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's stop at this point. Let's stop at this point. I think this will be okay for now. So what we are going to do next is to press escape key to end the command, or go to modify here and click on modify. So you have ended the command. Now go back to default 3D view. It is time to start mounting the floors one after the other. But then we are supposed to have put our floor here. We didn't put floor here. We are supposed to put floor on this on the top of this building, but we are going to still do it. I will show you how to do it. So to put the floors here, to put the different floors, what I'm going to do is this. We hover around and select the building. Once you have selected it, the next thing you do is come to clipboard and select copy to clipboard. It is going to warn you that some things should not be there. Look at what it's saying here. Selection cannot be copied. Can't copy to clipboard because of relationships between elements. Then cancel it. And hover around and click on this building again. And come here, edit group. Click on it. Once you have clicked on it, come closer here and select that very element that was not needed. Click on it and go to delete and delete it. Once you have deleted that, you can now come here. You can see my cursor. Click finish. Once you have clicked finish, let's repeat the action again. Click on this building and get it highlighted. It is already highlighted here. Then go to copy. Click on copy. Click on the arrow under paste and select aligned to selected levels. What I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to click on the first one. We already have our ground floor, so we're going to start from the roof level. I click on this roof level. Then the next thing I have to do is to hold down my control button on my keyboard and start clicking on all these other ones one after the other until I get to number 17. Do not click the last one. The last one is like the roof. So until I get to the last, the 17th, the level 17, and I will stop there, then I click OK. But that is going to take a longer time. So what I'm going to do is, once I click on the first one, which is the roof level, I come straight to level 7. But before I click on level 7, I come level 17, sorry. Before I click on level 17, I would hold down the shift key on my computer keyboard. I press it down and hold it, then I click on level 17, and every other thing will be highlighted. And once every other thing has been highlighted, what you're going to do again is to click on OK to get it mounted on every one of them. So you click on OK and give it some time for it to load. This may take some times, but in some cases it wouldn't take so much time. All you have to do is to exercise some patience. So you wait for it, it is still loading. It is at 54% right now. Okay, you can see we have our multi-level building already in place. Then you can click on the empty space here to end the command. So this is what we have. Now, if you take a look at this, at the back of this building, if I rotate, you can see all the window hood separated from the buildings, from the building, sorry, from all the floors. So what we're going to do is this: we are going to go to the ground floor here, the ground floor, and edit this very window hood. And let me also announce to you that once you edit anything on any floor, it is going to reflect on all the floors, even if they are 1 million in number. If you edit one of the grouped elements, it is going to affect every other thing. So having said that, let's go to ground floor and go to 02 level. I hover around to get the group highlighted. Then I'm going to come here, edit group, click on edit group. Then I go here, but before I go there, I'll come here and click on this and delete it. Delete. I would have clicked on it and copy it and bring it here, or move it to this point. But if I move it to this point, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So it's better to delete it and create another one. If you want to see it, let's just try it. So I click on this move and click here. Even if I go to disjoin and remove the constraint, even if I remove the constraint and disjoin and come here, it won't still work. You can see I've clicked it, but look at where it is coming. So I don't want this. If I keep on doing this, it will keep on dancing round and round, and it will never come here. So I don't have the time on my hand. What I'm going to do is to delete. I do the same here. Click on this and delete. Then once I've done that, the next thing I have to do is to come here and finish. Click finish. Okay, then I click modify to end. Then I go back again to the back elevation, that's the north elevation. I go back to north elevation. This is north, under elevation, double click on north. You can see that we don't have the window hood anymore. The window hood has been deleted. And good enough, as it was deleted from here, it affected every other level. Every one of them has been removed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the ground on this place. Now I'm going to modify it. So I'm going to create something here. I go to components, model in place. Then I'm going to come here, click on this. I'm going to create a fresh window hood there. Sweep, sketch paths, pick plane. Okay, I pick this plane. Then I go here, it may not be the same with the original ones we have here, but for the sake of this tutorial, we are going to make do with what we have. So 150, or let's call this 75. Let's call it 50. Then you go this way, 35. Enter. You come this way, 50, 35. Then you go to the arc and click here and form an arc here. This shape is quite different from the ones we have already on the building, but for this tutorial, let's just not mind about that. Then you click here, finish, then finish again, and finish model. If you go back to default 3D view, you will see we now have it here, but it is not reflecting on every other one because you have not added it to the group. This is independent on its own. You can see it is highlighted. It is highlighted separately. It is supposed to be highlighted with the group, but it is on its own. So you have to add to the group. So how do you add to the group? You go back again to ground floor level, then come here, select this very group and click on it, get it highlighted, go to edit group, click on it, then come to add. You can see here, this is the edit group box. Click on add, then come to this very stuff. But before you do this, I want you to do something. Sorry, cancel this first. Copy it to this other place first before you add. Click on this. Just click on this and click on copy and click on this point and move it. It is already in constraints. Remove this constraint and move it to this place. You can see in moving it, it did not give us any stress. So we have copied here and here. You can now add it to the group. So to add it to the group, highlight the group and go to edit group, click on edit group. Okay, once you have done that, go to add, click on add, then click on this very element. It has been added. Also click on this very one. It has been added. And once I hit finish, it is going to add to every of the floors. All the multiple floors are going to have it. It is taking time because it is adding it to all the floors. Okay, I think we are done. So let's go to default 3D view and see. You can see it has been added to all of them. To all of them. Every single one of them now has it. I told you also that there is supposed to be a floor in this first level. We didn't create a floor for it. Let's try to rotate this and see this building, how it looks. You can see that. Okay, I think there was a floor on it before. No. Okay, this is the floor for the ground. Okay, the ground floor level. There's a floor, so there's no need of adding another one. Okay, if we even add a floor, it would have made it double floors. So, but what I want to tell you here is this: if you had wanted to add a floor to this, and you go to ground floor level, maybe beam level, sorry, roof level, and add a floor here. Once you add it here and go to edit group and get it um, applied, it is going to affect every other level in this high-rise building. So when you have done this, it is now time for you to put your own roof, or if you're going to make it a flat roof, or if you're going to make it a decking, it is now up to you. So, but this is how to create a multi-level and edit as well. Okay, you can see the floor. I never knew there was a floor, but you can see the floors, they are here. So you can see there is another discrepancy here. There is a disintegration here. You can see this window hood is also disintegrated, but the same way we did the other one, you can still do it on that. And once you do it on one, it will reflect on others. Just a typical case of one for all and all for one. Thank you very much for watching this video. And do not just enjoy this video alone. Also recommend our YouTube channel to your friends, your colleagues. Like our channel and also subscribe. Thank you for watching and bye.